Okay, so patient asked me, the most unserious of his sister-in-laws, to actually touch on a very serious uh, conversation about what's going on in the Congo right now. So we have it's Gideon, and
Yeah, Gideon.
and you're also from the Congo,
Definitely.
and definitely, and you know a lot about what's going on in the Congo. So he's asked both of us to come today just to have a conversation and sort of make people more aware of what's going on. So if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is Gideon Baleke. I'm from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, from the city of Bukavu. I grew up there. I did my secondary school there. Then I went to study university abroad. And I'm the vice president of the African Coalition for Development. I'm a business consultant and entrepreneur, and I'm a young researcher in foreign affairs. That's what I do,
That's
basically. Yeah.
crazy. That's a lot. Congratulations
Thank you so
on
much. Thank you.
all those accolades, and you're doing good things with your life, and it's important. And I'm not your mother, but I'm proud of you. This is great.
Yeah.
Um, I do want to know what's going on in the Congo right now because it's not being touched on as much in social media, and I think it's important to bring awareness. Can you tell us a few things that are happening right now?
The Congo is undergoing a war of aggression, led mainly by a militia called M23, supported by the Rwandese Defense Forces, which definitely means it's being supported by the Rwandese government, and in complicity as well with the Ugandan forces in the eastern region of the DRC. So the M23 have advanced. As we speak right now, they've captured two important provinces, the province of North Kivu and half of the province of South Kivu. They've captured some of the largest cities in those provinces, namely Goma, which is a touristic capital city of the DRC, and we have the city of Bukavu, which is also under the M23 siege in the support of the Rwandese defense forces. So the Congo is facing a war of aggression. The question will be, why do we have an aggression in the Congo? As you know, the Congo is a mineral-rich country. I think we'll have to touch that, but the country is so wealthy in terms of minerals and so on, and due to that factor, especially with the technological revolution, I might have to go briefly into history to give you,
Yeah, no, I mean
a little bit of
it's
context.
a long
Yeah.
drawn out war. I mean, I was trying to do a little bit of research too, and I think you'll be able to fill us in on that if you'd like. Just some people are very out of touch with what's going on, and I think it would be good if you could just shed a little bit of light on maybe the like a brief history on the war.
Everything that is happening right now in the Congo can be traced back in the late 1990s. Let's say 1996, 1997, 1998, when there's a huge discovery that was done in the world, which was the discovery of the coltan, or the three T's, which
Right.
is tantalum, tungsten, and tin. Those are important components that are used in aerospace. They are used into phone manufacturing,
Right. Yeah.
battery manufacturing, space research, as I said, and everything. So they are really important component that are used into new technological gadgets. In 1997, the world experienced something major, which was the widespread of cell phones. Everyone had a cell phone. Everyone wanted to have a Nokia, Motorola, and so on and so forth. But people have never asked themselves, where do the minerals that's help to manufacture this gadget come from? The mineral was majorly coming from the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
That's crazy. I think before today, I didn't even know that.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
most people don't have those type of information. I completely understand that the world is vast, and people have different interest of focus in terms of information. But that should be widely known because the Congo plays a critical role in what we call today technology and everything. And because of the discovery of those minerals and the involvement of multinational corporations, they started to bypass the government by purchasing those minerals from rebel groups, militias, armed groups, and so on. And those armed groups are known for terror, major displacement of innocent civilians, use of child labor into those mining, and so on and so forth. You have to also know that during the same period, we were in the aftermath of a genocide in the Rwanda. There was a
Tutsi and
genocide,
the
yeah, Tutsi
Hutu.
and the Hutu
Yeah.
in 1994 and so on. Due to the genocide that occurred in Rwanda, many refugees flee in the DRC. And some of those refugees, we had the so-called FDLR. If you've heard the Rwandese narrative, they always talk about the FDLR. These people who committed genocide in Rwanda, and then they flee to the DRC. But then some of them weren't really disarmed and so on. And then a war started in the Congo because we had a dictator who was the head of state, but he was sick and he was weakened. There was a rebellion being formed.
What was his name?
Mobutu Sese
Okay,
Seko.
okay. Yeah, I've heard
He
of.
ruled the Congo for 32 years old.
Wow.
And
And before that, I know I'm jumping backwards, but before that, you had somebody in power who was actually looking out for the Congo. Is that right? And then was he overthrown? And then this guy Mobutu,
yeah, he was assassinated.
he was
Our
assassinated.
first prime minister, Patrice Lumumba, he was really assassinated. Again, he was assassinated by the support of the Americans, the CIA, the support of Belgium, and of course with some local Congolese who wanted to take him down. They assassinated Patrice Lumumba, and since his assassination, our country has never known political stability, because from his assassination up to date, we've been having all these,
Unrest
problems,
and
unrest,
yeah.
and political unrest, and everything. So what we have to understand here, the problem of the Congo is complex because it involved so many actors. It has economic actors, people who are in the Congo to look for minerals, economic interest, and everything. And they are willing to use anyone, including armed groups, and using unethical ways to get access to minerals. I've talked about the child labor. It's common, supporting militias by giving them ammunitions, and in return they give mineral for a cheaper price. So we have that problem in the DRC. We've also had a problem in the Congo of governance, poor governance. We've been having leaders who are not really responsible to meet the need of the people and to have a certain level of accountability that is willing to help the people to live into better conditions and to redistribute the wealth of the country correctly. But instead, we have a politically a corrupted class where we have oligarchs who've transformed politics into their own private affair, private business. They steal public funds that could have been invested into social welfare. That's created another problem. And on the other side, you have rebels who use, the lack of an effective state system to exploit and to make their own rules into the forest and everything. But unfortunately, they've been able to organize themselves with the support of external country, and they are now conducting mass operations like professional army. And that said, we have a difficult situation, a
Right.
complex situation that involves many actors. That requires as well such a complex solution. But if I might go back a little bit to history, like from the discovery of coltan and everything, the second Congo War started, and the war was so brutal that it has left more than 7 million people
7
7
million.
million people being died. Like we've lost 7 million people uh, from the war that started in 1996 up to 2004.
That's crazy.
If you add the number of people who've been dying from 2004 up to date, we have more than 11 million people that have perished in the Congo. It's actually the forgotten war where you have millions of people that are dying and no one is talking about it. And so
That's upsetting.
unfortunate.
It's
Yeah.
very upsetting. Um, yeah, it's hard to talk about something that there's such a deep history, and it's a brutal history too, and it's been ongoing for so long, as you said, but there is a sort of resurgence of the M2, it's M23,
M23.
M23, the militia.
Yeah.
They're now taking over part of the eastern Congo. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And recently something happened in a church. I've heard about beheadings, and I mean that's, I don't even like talking about it, but it was 70 Christians. Am I right in
Yeah,
saying
you're
that?
right. That were killed in the church by the ADF. That's another armed group, Islamic armed group. That's
Does that have to do with the militia, or it's
yeah. I've heard recently that they're getting in touch, but the ADF is another militia that came from Uganda and that is doing massive
okay?
killings.
So you have multiple groups and rebellions that are coming in right now and attacking.
The DRC.
Okay, so what do you like? What do you do? Do you feel helpless right now a little bit, or like what can you do to? I mean, I know it's been going on for so long, but what can we do to fix or help, or I don't know what can be done to help rectify a little bit at least what's going on,
Well, the situation is really complex, as I said,
right?
and finding an easy solution is not easy. When you have a complex problem, you need as well a complex solution
Okay, yeah.
that addresses all the conflicting parts and that addresses all the problems. That's the biggest problem we have in the DRC because we are yet to meet, those targets in terms of conflict resolution and so on. But as you know, what makes it difficult is the fact that we have external actors. Those
Right.
armed militias can be weakened if they were not supported by, external armies and so on.
And that's other
That's
countries.
other countries.
That's you're even talking about like the
Rwanda,
US, right? No?
Rwanda and Uganda in the
Yeah.
region, and then they're being supported by the US because
Because they get the minerals.
minerals and stuff. So you understand there is a system,
Yeah.
or there's a looting machine system that's has been established in the region.
So maybe the first step is just awareness,
Exactly.
really.
Exactly. People have to know what's really going on.
Right.
Awareness is the first step because if people are aware, they will, definitely find a way to address the
Right.
challenges and stuff. And they can also use that same opportunity to, like, if they're aware, they can use the same opportunity to promote the Congolese agenda and to hold their leaders accountable all across the world.
Mm-hmm. And sorry, I did go off my book here a little bit, but just to bring it back to some of these questions here, what do you think is the main reason why all of this is happening in the Congo, and why do you think that it doesn't get a lot of social media attention?
Well, I think it's happening because the life of the Congolese people apparently doesn't have any value because we've lost so many people, and then it's not getting promoted.
Sorry, that was a really sad statement.
Yeah, like their life doesn't matter. 30 years, you've lost more than now 11 million people, and yet everyone is silent. it means no one regard them. People disregard them, and those are lives. Those are human beings. Those are kids. Those are women. Those are parents. So it's really a tough. It's really a tough situation. But that said, why it's not being promoted
Yeah.
on the media and stuff? Because the news are being censored. Like they don't show the algorithm act against what is happening in the Congo. I don't
Right.
know if they do it on purpose, but if you share a news that is emanating from the Congo, people will disregard it, or the algorithm on social media will not show it actually to a wider audience compared to what happened in Ukraine, compared to what's happened
In
in Gaza,
Gaza. Yeah.
because conflict anywhere is a threat to peace everywhere. People have to, they need to have the same solidarity. These are human lives. We are all human beings.
I agree. Every life is important.
Every life is important.
And maybe it's not being shown on social media because they don't want you to stir up any sort of trouble, I guess, if these countries are getting these different minerals that they need in order to advance their own technologies. Super upsetting. But another question to ask you is, how can we help as Canadians? What can we do to support those who are in need in these places that are being attacked in the Congo? What can we do to? I mean, I know financial or sharing posts and things like that. What other things can we do to help?
What you can do as Canadians is to send perhaps an email to your representative, your local or official, the one
Okay.
you elected, the one who represent you in Ottawa. Send an email to them. Let them know what is happening in the Congo and what your position on it and what you want him to do. You can just tell them to stand up with the people of the Congo. They will understand that it's your concern. It's a concern of the constituents, and they will act on it because Canada is an important country that can easily also influence foreign affairs,
Right.
especially at this moment where Rwanda is being highly involved. They are one of the main actors
Because they want to take over
exactly the
right.
eastern region. So if you write to your representative and ask them to sanction uh, the regime in Kigali, to impose more sanctions and to stop aid cooperation with the regime in Kigali, because look, they are sending Canadian money to a country that is invading another country and killing children. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
So yeah, maybe write to your local representative,
Okay.
write to your member of parliament, write to your prime minister, write to the government and stuff. That's the first thing. The second thing is to stand in solidarity. If you're willing to provide a penny, look for someone who is doing a fundraising. For instance, Patient is doing a fundraising. Support other organizations that are working on the ground to support the people that are affected by the war there. Because look, the USA just cuts USAID and stuff, and you have more than 17 million people in Congo that are in a humanitarian emergency. And it's tough. Like it's like you have an entire city. That's almost the double of the city of Toronto. People who are in need of any humanitarian assistance. So they don't have where to sleep. They don't know what to eat tomorrow. They don't know what the future looks like. And they have gunshots that is making them run village after village. So when you have people like that, they need support. They need to be supported, especially the elderly, pregnant women, the kids, and everyone. They need any form of support. You can donate to any organization, grassroots organization that is working there. Do your own research, and yeah, you'll be supporting the people of the Congo in that way.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Um, so the Congolese another question for you. The Congolese government and the police have been recruited now by the M23. Is that right?
Yeah, that right.
So what will happen when the government tries to intervene?
Well, that's the situation of confusion. The rebel group, it's a tactic they're using to make the Congolese, the Congolese police, some of the young people that are being forcefully recruited even into schools, and to recruit other soldiers who decided to uh, put their gun down. And I mean, it's a tactic they're using to try to deviate the strategy they have about the war. It's a bad thing because when the government will try to respond, there will be a lot of issues and everything. I think it's a tactic of war, and the government should be smart enough to also do a tactic of war, and the people also should be able to stand up and be rational. Because look, the rebels are not there to liberate the people; they are there to kill and to oppress, just like they're doing. They're there to conduct mass atrocities, just like they're doing. Of course, we have a government that has not been effective and efficient towards supporting the people and helping them in a way or another. But that say we need to protect our country, because without our country, we are all stateless. Without our city of Bukavu, we are forced into exile. We don't have any other place to go. We have to protect our land, because we can't talk about development, progress, and everything if we are landless. We can't let our land to be taken by these people who are being supported by external actors who have their own agenda, who wants to come and occupy ourselves. Look, this is the 21st century. You can just wake up and go and occupy another people's country and territory and expect just to live as if nothing happened. So what they are creating is a vicious cycle of conflict that might be perpetuated in a certain way by the future generations. And who wants to, give us an inheritance to its kids? Who want to give them war as an inheritance, as a gift for the future? No one. Everyone wants to give peace to the little ones, and so on. So what they are doing is not good. War has failed, and they will not succeed. And they should be aware that no matter what, no matter everything that is happening, people will always run and outshine every bad deed they've committed in the region. Yeah. I mean, Congo still have great times ahead, regardless of anything, because we've been resilient for so long. And I strongly believe that with a good government, good leadership, if we are able to restructure our country, if young people are willing to engage themselves and be the driving force to lead our country to another direction, we will not have the situation such as the type of situation we're having right now. So at the end of the day, regardless of the oppression, regardless of the external interference, as Congolese, we have a responsibility. And each one of us has to play his own part to make our country better and to advocate for those who are voiceless, like what I'm doing right now, and to speak on their behalf so that history doesn't judge us harshly.
I love that. I think as human beings, we all should be advocating for other human beings,
Yeah, for
not
sure.
just Congolese for the Congolese. I think the world needs to pay more attention to what's going on right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need more attention.
Can I ask? I'm not going to begin to pretend like I know much about the history of everything, but other African countries, do they play any role in this in helping, or do they try to stay out of the situation? I know it's Rwanda who's really trying to get into the Congo and take the riches, I guess. But are there any other African countries that want to help, or just I don't know the situation that way?
Well, we had the Burundian forces that intervened. They supported the Congolese armed forces.
Okay.
Even as we speak now, they're still holding certain position
Okay.
with our armed forces. We had the South African soldiers who came under a mission from the Southern Africa region, which is the SADC, where few South African soldiers were killed. Um, uh, they were killed in the operations when the M23 were trying to capture the city of Goma, and some other UN peacekeepers were trapped there at the airport of Goma. So we've been helped by certain countries. We have as well diplomatically. There is a resolution that was adopted at the Security Council a few days ago,
Okay.
condemning Rwanda for its act of aggression on the DRC,
Okay.
demanding a ceasefire and to open up a humanitarian corridor so that people can receive assistance and be helped. Um, that resolution also asked the Rwandese troops, the Rwandese soldiers on the Congolese soil,
Mm-hmm.
to withdraw immediately from the Congo. We have the UK that has sanctioned Rwanda. They've cut their cooperation, so they've stood up with the people of Congo.
Okay.
We have Belgium that is pushing because yesterday Luxembourg blocked a resolution at the European Union to condemn Rwanda. So the Belgium and other countries across Europe are also pushing for unanimous resolution so that they can, enforce sanctions on Rwanda
Okay.
to push them to stop their misadventure.
Okay.
Yeah,
It all helps, and
yeah,
it's good to hear. I didn't know that.
it's good, it's good because you need international support
Of course, yeah.
in order to find a way to protect more importantly the civilians.
Hmm.
And I think that's a good thing. Then we have regional bodies such as the ESC SADC summit where they're trying to find an agreement to put all the Congolese actors together, even all the rebel group, to send them to another process, which is called the Nairobi process,
Hmm.
so that they can try to find a peaceful solution. Because at the end of the day, all types of war, regardless of how people fight, every war in history ended at a negotiation table. So, regardless of what, the ultimate goal is to save civilians' life because people have already suffered a lot. So,
Hmm.
imposing war on them again is cruel, and no one deserves that. So finding a diplomatic way to put all the actors in a condition where they don't violate the ceasefire, where they withdraw their troops, and where people can talk to address the challenges in a diplomatic way. That will be a win for the population because these people are fighting against each other. But who pays the price? The people who don't even know uh, what's the objective of the war. The poor civilians, those are the ones facing all the atrocities.
Well, I really appreciate you informing myself and hopefully many others on what's happening in the Congo and how we can help. And uh, it sounds like there are people already trying to step in and countries already trying to step in to create some peace in the country. So, I mean, that's positive, and I'm happy to hear that there's something good that's coming out of it.
Yeah,
And yeah, like you said, you don't want to leave war to your children in their inheritance. You want to leave a peaceful country for them to grow
yeah,
up in, and it's supposed to be like the richest country because of all the minerals in Africa. And I mean, the people in the Congo are suffering, and they should be thriving. So I think things need to change, and I think people need to be aware and be helpful and care more because we're all human beings, and we're all living in this world together. And yeah, at the end of the day, everybody just wants peace, right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Everyone wants peace. It's really important. We can talk progress. We can't talk about development and everything until we achieve peace. And the peace and the prosperity of the Congo means a lot, not just to the Congolese themselves, but to the entire Africa.
Right.
The Congo, as you said, is a wealthy and extremely rich country in all the possible ways. If we talk environmentally, we have the second largest tropical forest in the world. So if we still breathe fresh air today, is because the Congo preserve its own forest. We have the second largest one and the most preserved rainforest in the entire world.
See, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So in environmentally, we strategic country. We have the Congo River, and the second largest reserve of pure water after Canada, actually, in the world.
That's awesome.
So when you look at the northern of Africa, we have desertification, and then with the potential of the Congo, we are a country solution to the countries that are facing drought in the northern of Africa because of the expansion of the Sahara. We have the second largest powerful river in the world, the River Congo, which is able to produce hydroelectric power that can provide electricity to the entire continent of Africa
Oh my
and
gosh.
all Western Europe. So if we talk about the ecological transition, again, the technological advancement now, we're talking about the GPUs, the artificial intelligence, massive data centers, and so on. Those gadgets, those technologies need to be powered with stable energy and strong energy. The current capacity of energy cannot boost the technological advancement.
Like even in your iPhone, right? It's cobalt or
It's
uranium
cobalt.
or
It's
something.
cobalt.
Cobalt.
Yeah. It's cobalt. iPhone,
Yeah,
iPad.
that's all coming from the
Samsung,
Congo
they're coming from the Congo. So if you got a piece of iPhone, no, you got a little bit piece
of
of
Congo.
Congo in your
Yeah,
pocket, and you definitely need to be aware about the practices and everything that is happening there, because it's time now for the Congolese people to also benefit from their mining.
Yeah.
And to get to appreciate and enjoy the riches of their country. Look at the Saudis.
yeah. I want that for it.
Yeah, they are benefiting for the money they gain from oil. It can be done in the same way to the people of the Congo because
It will happen.
they deserve it.
It'll happen. We just need to figure this rough part out first.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on?
I think we've covered everything. It's just about the humanitarian emergency that is there. There is a huge humanitarian catastrophe. People are going through a lot, and I call upon people who are willing to support. Even $1, $2 means a
Right.
lot to the people that are affected.
It
by
adds up
this.
too,
Yeah, it means a lot.
and
to-
it goes a long way.
Exactly. I mean, that's the message. And for the rest, I strongly believe that the people of the Congo will overcome this by the support and the unity. And if everyone decide to help them lift up their voices higher.
Yeah, I love that. I agree. I think it'll happen one day. I know it'll happen one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we all pray about it too, and like you said, unite our voices. That's a mighty strength.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to Patient.
Yeah, you can reach out to Patient.
He has a great charity that's going to his hometown in Bukavu. And you can donate there. And yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.